Part 2. Questions for atheists. Number 1. What makes something moral? I don't know. No idea. Number 2. Do you have any objective moral standard, or are all your morals subjective? Yes. Both. Just to mess with you. My answer is both. I think that's a false dichotomy. I think that there's more than two choices, but I don't know. Do actions automatically have moral value, such as rape being wrong? Or is the moral value assigned by people? Silly slick, you should know the answer to that. Rape is fine as long as you're willing to pay the father a number of shekels. Then it's fine. As long as they're not one of your people, then it's completely and totally moral. You should know that. It's in Deuteronomy, you silly person. Number 4. Why ought not a person steal? What? Well, I don't know. Why are they stealing in the first place? Like, are they stealing in order to survive? Then they should steal. They shouldn't have to steal. We should find a way to support that person and make it so that they wouldn't ever have to steal in the first place. But if it's stealing versus dying, I would say go with the stealing. Number 5. Was the atheist Joseph Stalin? Sorry. Wrong for killing over 4.2 million whatever people in the 1900s. If so, why? If not, why not? I don't care. Are we wrong when we go to war and kill a whole bunch of people? If we win, then we're right. If we don't win, then we were wrong. That's the whole might versus, might makes right sort of idea. I think killing people is not a solution, but it seems to be the go-to that we humans have. Doesn't make it right, just makes it something we do. I don't know that Joseph Stalin was an atheist or not. Don't see how it's relevant. Doesn't matter how many people, by the way, that also doesn't matter. Is it wrong? Well, I'm sure those people felt that it was wrong. I'm sure their families and friends thought that it was wrong. From that perspective, it was wrong. From a larger perspective, did he have some reason? I don't know. Does that reason justify his actions? I don't know. So I really, I don't know the answer to this. But it's just an attempt to poison the well. So, number 6, from the perspective of an atheist, that's not okay. Whatever. Is the action of rape wrong, even if it furthers the species? Yeah, I guess, unless you're willing. Well, I guess you can't pay anybody any shekels, since if it was down to 2 people, the human species is screwed anyways. So there's no reason to rape them. If there's more than 2, then you probably would find a mate. Somebody would be willing to make that sacrifice, I would think. And if not, then your genes die out. If it's between forcing yourself on an unwilling person to propagate the species, I suppose it boils down to that person and how they feel about doing that. Because the ends don't justify the means. If you think that that's true, I do, then no, it's not right. Because you're harming them in order to promote something better. If you don't think that the ends justify the means, then you wouldn't do it. But it depends upon the person. But again, if you pay shekels, totally fine. And number 7, in atheism, if you say, what is the deal with rape, really? If you say rape is wrong because it harms someone, why is harm the standard of morality? It's not always the standard. I mean, but harm is a pretty good indicator, I think, that something might be wrong. Harming or inflicting unnecessary harm is what I would call it, not just harm in general. I'd specify that it was unnecessary harm, because there's a way around that situation. You could, get their eggs and do a test tube baby, maybe. But that rhyme. Baby, maybe. Anyways, harm, unnecessary harm, is that the standard? I don't see why not. Why is it the standard? Why not? Why can't it be? Is there a rule that it can't be? It's arbitrary. But it seems to be a goodest place to start as any. What? Number 8, if you believe that something is morally wrong, like rape, ought you do something about it and impose your values on others? That's what laws are. So, I guess, as long as we can all vote on laws and change them, then I think that's fine. As far as me imposing my standards on you without that system, no, I don't think. I think that there's the having another party in the mix makes it a better system, possibly. I don't know that this system is a good system, but theoretically, if I do something that is illegal, I can fight in the courts to show that it was fine to do, and I can win that case, and eventually the law will change. But in practice, that doesn't always work, so I don't know. But do I have to do that? No, I don't have to do it. Number 10, do you believe... Number 9, if you ought to impose your moral value on others, like stopping a rape, what gives you the moral right to do that? Different question. If I can stop somebody from doing something illegal, I think that there's an obligation to do that to some degree, in that I care about other people. What gives me the right to do that? Nothing, really. Nothing gives me the right, and nothing could give me the right, and nothing could take that right away from me. I mean, if I see something that's bad and I act to stop that, and I was wrong that it wasn't bad, or I was wrong in trying to stop it, then let the system judge me as it wants to. I mean, I acted based on what I thought was right. I did what I thought was true. But the better question is, if we mere humans are willing to stop rape, and rape is really bad, then why is God not doing anything about it? Number 10. Do you believe the subjective opinions of a society offer a proper basis for morality? I don't know how to answer that question. I mean, that is what morality comes from. Even if you don't like that, that's where it comes from. So it doesn't... What I believe is irrelevant to what the data says. I mean, morals essentially come from the society that we have. So, moving on. Number 11. How do you know if a society is improving morality? You don't really. I mean, you don't. The only thing that you could look to is quality of life improving. And what does that mean? And yeah, you could, is it arbitrary? Yeah, probably. So what? Too bad, But anything that increases freedoms for people across the board is probably a good thing. Generally speaking. Anything that denies freedoms is probably a bad thing, generally speaking. Things that can decrease crime or unwanted births, or increase access to medical care, better protection, anything that increases the ability of firefighters to get to the fire or whatever. These things would be good for that society because its longevity is what's at stake. These are just piss poor questions. These are just bad. Just bad. All of them. At least there weren't 31 though. Ugh. Moving on.